Okay, welcome back. This is tutorial 4 in the manufacturing the die setup. And in this tutorial we're going to talk about creating a tool path. In the last tutorial we brought in a tool from a library into our library, one that I'd provided for you. And now we're going to apply that tool to one of our setups and it will generate a tool path. So let's go over here and right click on the 2. That'll be our first one here. Right click and go New Operation. And the operation will be a cutting operation. And there we go, 2D profile. So another little menu pops up with a whole bunch of selections that most of which won't apply to us. You'll be surprised how few of these we're going to change. So the first thing we're going to do is select the tool we're going to use. So, I mean, you might be using a milling machine and you might be selecting various bits, or you might be next door with Mr. Fustel and using the plasma cutter, and that would have its own tool set up, but we have our own that we've imported, so this is where we get to go pick it. You hit select, and you probably head down to your library, your local library here, and you would have the one you've imported. And now we would click that and select it over here. So that tool is now being applied to this profile that we're creating on this side of our die. So that's pretty much it for this. That's all we're picking here. Now we're going to move over to the next selection, which is geometry. You get to select what you'd like to cut out now. So it says right now I'm cutting nothing, but now I'm going to pick this 2. There we go. That's my geometry that I'm going to cut. And now we're just going to move to the next tab. This is nothing for us. This is retracting tools, moving them up and down, how high. We don't have to do that with the laser. The next one is compensation type. This one's important. So we'll select here and we'll go in computer. And if you hover over these, they tell you a little bit about it. It's a good way to learn. But basically, in computer means that our computer is going to use our tool and that 8 thou kerf that we created, the thickness of our laser beam, and it's going to calculate the head offset that the laser needs to apply in order to compensate for the material that's going to be removed. If it's in control, it's going to send this exact geometry to the machine operator, and at the machine, the operator is going to compensate for the kerf. That was something you might do at Mr. Fustel's plasma cutter. But here we're going to put in computer. That was a long way to say just click this, in computer. And now the last box here at the top, selection box, we're going to head down here and we're going to take off the lead in, and it'll take off the lead out. Again, you'd use that with the plasma cutter. You don't want to necessarily pierce right into your piece. You want to pierce just outside of it and then move towards it and then move around. But on our laser, it won't matter. We don't need a lead in or lead out. And that's it. Push OK. So that might have gone by pretty quick. There's my first setup, and see what it did. It's showing me what the laser's going to do. The laser's going to come to this hole. That's the starting point. It's going to run around it. Then it's going to track over to this one. Then it's going to run around it, and then it's going to track over here, and then it's going to make its way around the outside, this blue line. All the time making compensation for the fact, or compensating for the fact, that the laser has a kerf of 8 thousandths of an inch. So when it's done, everything should be exactly the size it should be, or we want it to be. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is do that one more time. So just because it might have gone by a little quick. So I'm going to right click here on the next, well, the one side. I'm going to new operation. I'm going to cut 2D profile. In this box, now all we're going to do is select the tool, and well, I'm just going to do it the old way. So we're going to go down to the library, and this is the tool we want, and push select. And then that's it for this window. Check the next window. We need to select our contour. That would be, which one am I doing? The 1. So I'm going to want to select the contour of the 1. And then I'm going to move along to the next box. Nothing to do in this one. No clearance height issues. In this one, we're going to compensate by giving the computer the chance to do that calculation. And then the last one, we are going to turn off the lead in by unchecking it and the lead out, and then push OK. We got another one set up. So finish that on the other 4 sides, and then you're on to the next video.